Okay. So the option for our supported back bend. So the most gentle and sometimes the most gentle can be the most beneficial. This is a really thick blanket. So I'm going to do, probably 5 or 6 inch folds. And I'm not doing the whole thing because this is so thick. If you have a thinner blanket, um, you could roll it up. You just roll it up like you were rolling cookie dough. The other, if you're looking for a deeper opening, you could do the supported fish pose where you'll have 2 blocks, and I'll demonstrate that. So this block is going right at the shoulder blades. And then the second block, just see how it feels on the neck? I like to start off usually with a little bit higher than the upper back. And just see how that feels. And maybe you can drop it down a little bit lower. Just check in with the back of the neck and make sure that there's not overarching. Okay. Hey, Barbara, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Anything you're looking for in your practice this morning?
Nothing in particular. My back has been a little stiff. I think it's just muscular.
Okay. Upper, lower, all over?
Mostly the lower half.
Okay. Okay. Um, so we're going
Yeah.
to be doing a new breath technique to
Okay.
help encourage the body to relax and the muscles to relax. So there's a
Okay.
couple of options for the supported back bend. I mentioned using a blanket. This is
Hmm.
going to be the more subtle. You can roll up this blanket. You want to
Hmm.
have your arms above it. A
Okay.
deeper back bend is going to be using the blocks. Jane, you could use your bolster if that feels
Okay,
particularly
great.
good for you.
Yeah, I will. We'll get it now.
So I just want to encourage everyone to find a supported back bend
Great.
that feels right in their body. So this is actually a great skill. Just instead of doing the same thing, doing a little check-in with your body and seeing which one of these back bends would support you. So the breath practice we're going to do is a little bit different. You breathe in 3 times. So you just breathe in a partial breath, another, another, and then a deep exhale. And what I'm hoping you'll find is that this breath, and it might take a little while to figure out how much to breathe in those intervals, and I'll cue you to get started, and then the exhale to really encourage those muscles to let go. Jane, how are you?
I'm good. I'm in position.
Okay, did you have any requests for this morning?
No, I'm good. Do I put a block under my head?
If that feels good, yeah.
Okay. No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, so if you've got the blanket, just another reminder that you want your shoulders above it. And checking in and just making sure that the neck feels okay. So if you feel any pinching in the back of the neck, notice if you can drop your chin down a little bit. And if not, then you may need to change the height of the block. And we're starting this with our knees bent. And the breath in and out is through the nose. So you breathe in, again, again, exhale. Breathe in, again, again, exhale. Breathe in, again, again, exhale. Now repeat this on your own. And visualizing the upper back, the shoulders, completely letting go. It's like there's a little gentle magnet on the back of your shoulders and the surface underneath you. And as you exhale, there's that balance between effort and ease, where we just allow the arm bones to relax into the shoulder sockets. We allow the muscles along the upper back to reset. So we've talked before about how the tendency for most people is to overstretch. So the muscles get what's called in a locked long position. The muscles of the upper back. And that's from bending over, whether you're on your phone or computer or gardening or reading a book. The upper back muscles get overstretched. So with the exhale, not forcing, but just allowing those muscles to return to their sort of optimal state of balance between extension and contraction. And so the tendency can be that if something feels tight or uncomfortable, we stretch. In the case of the upper back, a lot of times what we need to do first is we need to release that locked long position. All right, now we're going to bring a little bit of movement into this. And I'm not sure how this is going to work with the blocks. You can give it a try, and you may want to remove the blocks. You may want to remove the blanket too, but I'll just guide you through it. You're going to walk your feet out to the edges of the mat so they're wider than your shoulders. And then let the knees windshield wiper side to side. And so let me know if you have any questions or you want sort of an alignment check. So I'm not trying to touch the ground at first. And the sensations that you may find are a nice lengthening along the front of the hips as the hips windshield wiper side to side. Be mindful of the knees. And next time the knees are towards the right, pause here. And again, you don't have to have anything underneath your upper back. So if this isn't working with the blocks, you just get rid of it. And so you feel the left hip stretching. And we want to balance that stretching, balance that lengthening with an anchoring of that left shoulder. And then add in that breath again, where you breathe in 3 times. And Exhale. Continue that breath. And what you may find if you've got the blanket is that you're feeling a little pressure underneath the right shoulder. And you just want to make sure that feels okay, that you can soften there. So you may find some sensations that are in that sort of hurt so good. But you want to make sure that they're releasing as you breathe. If they're not, if you find your body is tensing up, then you want to dial back on the intensity. And then your next breath in, let the knees come up through center. And then they're going to drop towards the left. And you feel that right hip lengthening, that psoas muscle along the front of the hip. And the right shoulder is rooted. And that's your grounding. That's your stability. That's your anchor. And it can be interesting to notice the difference in the two sides of the body. And let's layer on that breath. Breathing in for 3. And then a big exhale. Release the right shoulder. Repeat that on your own. If the stretch is too much along the shoulder or the bicep, you could bend your elbow. Just find a comfortable adjustment. So for me, I have my right elbow bent and I just have my hand resting. I've got to make adjustments so that this right side can still be an anchor, even though the flexibility isn't there for the arm to extend. And then after you finish the breath you're in the middle of, return to your natural breath. Let the knees come up through center and another little windshield wiper. And you come back through the center. And we're just going to slide whatever support you have under you to the side. We'll do a little bit of core work. Did that feel okay for everyone? Did everyone have something they could do?
Felt great.
Oh,
Good. Really good.
excellent. All right, so on our backs, we'll do a couple of pelvic tilts. So you roll the hips forward. There's the arch in the lower back. And then there's the pelvic tilt. So we arch, and then we press the lower back into the floor. So we're going to do some core strengthening. And we want to make sure that we have the right position of the pelvic tilt or the flattened spine. So we're doing this without sort of tapping into our core first, just so we can feel it. And notice as you do this, does one side, does one hip roll better, cleaner than the other? You know, it's not uncommon for one hip to be a little stickier. So we're doing this just to warm up the lower back. All right, now pause in a neutral spine. So we're not tucking, we're not over tucking, we're not arching, we're in the place in the middle. So you will feel your tailbone on the ground, but you might be able to slide an index finger underneath the lower back. And you lift your feet off the mat, check in with the lower back, and then see if you can extend your shins to 90 degrees. And what you may find is that you've got to reset the lower back. You've got to ground and anchor. The tendency is going to be to come into an arch. So knowing that, you want to correct that. Now, arms can draw up towards the ceiling. And I'll demonstrate this without weights. I'm not going to use weights. You could put, your yoga block in your hand if you want to. So the left hand, you're just going to bend your elbow and draw it to the mat, and then you press up. So that's what the arm's doing. Just one more time. All right, both arms are up. And now the right leg is going to extend. And again, notice as you do this, notice the lower back. And you only lower down as low as you can keep the integrity in your lower back. And then you lift up. And then we do the two of them together. So bend the left elbow, extend the right leg. Now pause here for a moment. Your left hip and your right shoulder are anchoring you. And then come to your starting position. Right? I want to just check. Any questions on that?
No.
All right.
Nope, I'm good.
All right. So the key is make sure the lower back feels okay. All right. So the knees are bent. Barbara, are your legs straight? Oh, that's your arm. Okay, sorry. It looked like your leg was extended. Okay, perfect, because your legs are in black, so they are.
Oh, yeah, in front of a black TV.
Okay, all right, perfect. All right, so if you wanted to add a block into this hand, you could. And then just one more round. And pause. So again, not only are we using, sort of the right obliques and the, I guess, intercostals of the left side, but the stabilizing side is also working. So we're going to do the other side now. So just first start by bending the right elbow and then extending it up. So this is working, your coordination here. And now let's extend the left leg and draw it up. And now add the two of those together. A gentle reminder to just keep checking in with the lower back, making sure it feels safe, that you can feel the contact of the sacrum. And you want to feel the engagement in the front. That imaginary drawstring along the transverse abdominal muscles. And just one more round. And you pause. Let's hug the knees in and then make some circle. The knees are together. Massaging the lower back. And let's take it in the other direction. Okay, pause here. Now let your knees drop to the left in a gentle twist. And your right arm, you're just going to extend to a degree that feels comfortable for you. And you're looking to invite an opening along the right side of the torso. You can let your head gently flow from side to side until it finds a resting spot. And we'll do that breath, 3 inhales with an exhale. You breathe in, again, again, exhale. Do 2 more on your own. Seeing if you can soften and release anything that would benefit from that. After you do 3 rounds, just return to your natural breath. And then inhale, rise up through center. Lower your feet down, just realign your hips and let the knees drop to the right. Breathe in 3 sort of interval breaths. And exhale, relax the left arm, shoulder, ribs. Breathe in when you're ready. Exhale. And 1 more on your own. And return to your natural breath. Inhale back to the center. Hands are on the knees and just roll out the knees away from each other. Just hip mobility training here. You might also notice that you're going through that arch, the extension. So the lower back lifts from the mat and then it arches. Let's reverse direction. And then you pause, extend the legs up. Let's make circles with the wrists and the ankles. Reverse direction. And you pause. Feet come to the mat. Pressing into the feet. Lift the hips up for a gentle bridge pose. And then lower down. We'll just do that a couple more times. You press into the feet, let the hips rise. And then lower down. One last time. Let's hold this one for a few more breaths. Maybe bend the elbows so you have tin soldier arms. Then press into the upper arms, the shoulders. Maybe you can feel the hips with that additional rooting. Rise up a little bit higher. And lower down. Let's come on up to seated. Right. How's everybody doing?
Good. Good.
All right. So let's, does everyone have their inflatable ball?
Mhm.
Jane, did you try inflating it more and did it make a difference?
I didn't do it enough, but I tried it against a better wall. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
So let's try this. And I just want to check in with you as you're doing it because we've been talking about a little bit of, sort of congestion and desire to kind of open this up. I'll demonstrate it belly down. So we did this against the wall. So belly down is going to obviously give you more weight on it, maybe more sensation. I think we did this when we met in person. Um, so you'll come you'll come belly down and the ball is going to go we're going to go across the pecs here. Ultimately, you want it where it feels good. Your arms will come underneath the forehead if that works for you. I'm going to have my right arm along my side because that's not working for me right now. So you come belly down. And it might feel like a lot initially. You can let some air out. So I want to just check in. How does this feel? Does everyone feel okay with this here?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so we're just going to do some breaths with contractions and then that release again. So breathe into the belly. Hold the breath in. Contract. So draw your belly button back towards the spine and up towards the chest. And then exhale, release. So we're going to repeat that with the intention of as you release, you surrender more thoroughly into the ball. So I'll guide a few more of the breaths. If you've got the breath, if you have a rhythm that you like, just stick with that. You breathe into the belly. Hold the breath in. Contract the belly back and up. And then exhale, chest is heavy. Melts into the ball. One more. Breathe into the belly. Hold the breath in, contract, and exhale. All right, now make your way up towards your forearms. If it's comfortable, you could tent your fingers. And you're just going to roll side to side. And I'll just show you sitting up what the ball's doing. And you're just letting the ball go across the pecs here. It's also the upper lungs, upper ribs. So I want to just check in. Is anyone feeling anything from this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nan, that looks perfect. I have a really good angle of you. That looks great.
It's hard to move the ball from one side to the other.
So you're moving your body
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
can you tip your camera down a little bit, Jane, so I can see what you're
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Does this feel okay on your lower back, Jane?
So far, yeah. Oh, it's a little better. Just not going that far.
Yeah, so you can go slower. So the idea with this, like we're trying to move the fascia so it's slow.
Okay.
Slow. And then I think the more comfortable you get with this, the and I don't know if you can take a peek up here. So my left hand, I'm pressing into it and I'm using this left hand. I'm coming all the way over to my right shoulder. And then I come back. And now I'm all the way on my left shoulder. Now, this range of motion might not work for you right now. I find it also helps if you let the knees bend.
Mm.
And so that helps you move the whole upper body. Now, what you might find is that the ball creeps up and now it's under your neck.
Yeah.
And so you reset it. So, I mean, this isn't a perfect, but you may find, so this is similar, Jane, to what we did against the wall, but are you
Correct.
feeling more here, belly down?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just finish up when you feel complete. And then you can slide the ball just out to the side. And let your forehead come onto your hands. Knees bend. And let the legs just flow side to side. This can be a nice release for the lower back. And then we'll do a couple of rounds of back strengthening as well. So both arms go along your sides. And if you can, palms facing down. Forehead comes to the mat. Legs are sort of zippered together, so you have one leg. Press into the front of your hips. And then float the chest, the shoulders, the head off the mat. You keep looking towards the floor. Engage your core by keeping the legs sort of scissoring in towards each other. And then exhale, release down. Maybe take your right cheek to the floor if that feels okay on the neck, and then let the legs just flow side to side. Slow the legs down, and we'll go to our starting position with the forehead on the floor. Root down through the hips. This time lift the legs first. So legs are lifting. Think about extending them away. And maybe you add the upper body. If you feel pinching in the lower back, then you don't lift the upper body. Continue to breathe. There is a tendency to hold the breath. And then on your exhale, take the left cheek to the mat. Again, you can windshield wiper the legs. Forehead comes back to center, legs release down. And then you make your way up to seated when you're ready. We'll come into a cross-legged position. Do a couple of those cat and cow. So on your inhale, arch the spine, drop the chin. And then on your exhale, there's a rounding and the chin goes up. So this is sort of opposite to what we do when we're on hands and knees. So don't be surprised if the brain gets a little confused. Now let's just pause and restart. Just one more round. And a neutral spine. On your inhale, lift the left arm up. A nice gentle stretch. As the left arm reaches away, the left hip roots down. And then on your exhale, rotate towards the floor. And then inhale, rotate up. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, rotate up. And just one more. And release the left arm down. Just check in. Notice the two sides of the body. When you're ready, you can lift that right arm up, stretching the side body. And then you spin towards the floor and then rotate up to the ceiling. Just repeat that with the rhythm of your breath. make your way back up to center. Nice. Let's come to standing. Open to your mats. So we have a little balance practice. I think we did this last week, where you may want to be, close to something you can hold on to, and you'll step your right foot forward. So it's forward about 2.5 feet, and it's maybe 6 inches wide. And this is the trick. You want to just lift the back heel about 1 inch. This is going to be harder than lifting all the way up. So you're just hovering here. And this is the first balance challenge. And then we're going to do that same sort of arch the spine, drop the chin. This is a lot of brain work here. And then you're going to tuck the tail, lift the chin up. And then arch and drop the chin. And tuck and look up. Just one more time. And come to neutral. All right, arms are loose, shoulders are loose. Left hand, so left leg is back, left arm. You twist to the right. And then come back. And this is where you might find the wobbles. Again, check that heel. Make sure it didn't lift up too high. We'll just do that 2 more times. You twist. Back to center. Twist again. And back to center. I want to just check in on that. Any questions on that?
Nope.
All right, let's do the other side. So left foot steps forward and the right heel lifts. And then we arch the spine and drop the chin. And then round, sort of tuck, and the chin goes up. And then arch, drop the chin. Tuck, chin up. Arch, chin down. Tuck, chin up. Pause. Reset the heel if it lifted too high. And then you twist to the left. Come back to center. Twist again. To center. Twist again. Back to center. All right. That was your balance, Nan. All right. So let's do some Warrior 2 sequencing, and then we'll add a triangle to that. So you're at the front of the mat. On your inhale, arms rise up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. On your inhale, arms reach forward for Utkatasana. Weight is on the heels. And then inhale, reach up, take a gentle back bend. Arch to the right. Inhale through center. Arch to the left. Back to center. Hands come to the hips. Step the left leg back for Warrior 2. See if you can spin the left hip back. Spin your shoulders so they're facing the long end of the mat. Straighten the knee and then bend it. Extend the arms out and then coordinate. Straighten the leg, lower the arms, bend the knee, arms rise. Do this in rhythm with your breath. Pause with the knee bent, arms extended. Drop the back hand, reach up and back for reverse warrior. Keep that right knee bent. And then inhale back to Straighten the leg, straighten the arm. Arms come to your sides. And then the right arm extends and you reach your torso forward. Slide it back. Reach it forward. Slide it back one more time. Pause here. Take the right hand. The back of the hand presses against the right leg. Left hand on the hip. Guide the left hip open. Guide the left ribs open. Slide the shoulder blades. Maybe you extend this left arm back. The palms facing towards the same way as your face. Keep pressing hand into leg, leg into hand. And then inhale, rise up and reverse. So left hand on the back leg, right arm comes up if that works. Back to center. Spin both heels and toes out and just shimmy the weight side to side as you sink down a little bit lower. You're in your squat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, press the air down. Inhale, lift the air up. Just do this with your breath. A nice sort of Tai Chi-ish rhythm. Maybe a little squeeze of the glutes as you come to standing. Nice, one more round. Now you're standing. Spin the right foot in and the left foot out. So you're facing warrior two in the other direction. Bend the knee and then straighten it. Bend it again. Arms come out to the sides. And then we straighten and lower the arms. And bend and lift the arms. Flow with your breath. Challenge your balance by closing your eyes as you do this. All right, next time the knees bent, arms up, pause here. Flip the front palm and reverse. Keep that left knee bent. Watch the breath. And then inhale, straighten. Right hand on the right hip. Left hand comes into the inside of that left leg. Oh, sorry. Let's keep it out first. Let's do a little extend and retract. Extend and retract. One more time. Extend. Now lower the arm. Back of the hand presses into the left leg. Left leg presses into the hand. Right hand on the right hip. Encourage the right hip back. The ribs, the shoulder. Maybe you extend the right arm up. And then inhale, you rise and reverse. Inhale. The arms to the hips. Once again, spin the heels and toes pointed out. Sort of shimmy, shimmy into your squat. And lift the air and lower. Find your breath. Maybe a little squeeze of the glutes as you rise. Feel that stretch on the inner thighs as the knees bend. Notice where you feel the weight in the feet. You can try lifting the toes. pause with the knees bent. You're welcome to shift the weight to the balls of the feet. Experiment with lifting the heels. Engage the core. And then slowly lengthen the legs. And drop the heels. Heel toe the feet together. Take a little hop turn to the other end of your mat. Walk to the front of your space. Inhale, reach up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. And then this time, the right leg steps back for your warrior two. So just starting with the other side first. Once again, we just flow in and out of our warrior two. Knee bends, arm extends, legs straighten, arm extends. Pause in your warrior two. Flip the front palm and reverse. Next, we'll come into dancing warrior. On your exhale, left forearm on left thigh. Right arm can reach overhead. Root through that left forearm so you create space. You don't want to collapse. So root to rise. Laura, do you have a question or did that raising hand come up by accident? Oh, it's following your hand. Okay. We're going to flow between these two poses. Inhale, rise up. Keep the knee bent and reverse. On your exhale, lower the left forearm to the left arm. Side angle. Inhale, rise up, reverse. Just one more round. Nice. Extend the arm long. You're in your warrior two, or both arms long. And take the left hand to the inside of that front leg. Begin to straighten the leg as you press into that hand. And then slide into your triangle. You might find that you go a little bit deeper this round. That right arm, you could keep it on your hip or extend it up to the ceiling. And let's try. Imagine that you're stretching the mat between your legs. And then you're hugging it in. And then find the place in the middle. Then inhale, rise up, reverse your triangle. Release the hands to the hips. And this time we'll come into both feet, they're parallel, so toes are facing forward. Hands can come just underneath the hip socket and you flex forward. So nice long spine, you're bending at the hips, not the waist. Take your hands to the block or maybe they come to the floor. Have your left hand on the center of the mat, the right hand comes on the right hip, and you twist to the right. As you twist to the right, draw the left hip back. Exhale back to the center. Take your right hand to the floor or a block. Inhale, get length. Exhale, twist to the left. Draw the right hip. Come back to the center. Hands come back to the hip as you rise up. Now rotate the right foot. towards the short end of your mat. Setting up for warrior two. Bend the front knee, arm extends. And then you straighten. You bend and arms lift. Extend, lower the arms. And next time the knees bent, arms extended. Take the right forearm on the left thigh. Palms facing up. You'll find that probably brings more ease into the shoulder. And then the left arm can reach up and over. You want to spin the left hip open. And then inhale, you rise and reverse your warrior. Keep that knee bent, the front knee's bent. And then back to your side angle. So the lower body, if you can, stays just as it is. It's the foundation. It's your root. And then the upper body is fluid. It's like a tree blowing in the wind. And then pause in your warrior two. Right hand to the inside of that right knee. You begin to straighten the knee. Maybe you slide the arm down, getting into a slightly deeper variation. Maybe the arm extends up. Think about stretching the mat apart, hugging it together. And you find a place in the middle. And then use your core to rise up. Extend the right arm up in reverse. So you want to open up this side. And then come back to neutral. Once again, spin the toes so they face the long end of the mat. Hands come right underneath those hip joints. And you, as you begin to flex forward, you can kind of press the fingertips in there. That helps to guide you into a nice long spine as you come forward. Hands to the floor or block. And let the head just relax, the neck lets go. You can make some head circles here. In the other direction. Hand comes to your hip and you slowly make your way up. Heel toe the feet back together. And then take a little hop turn to the front of your space. All right. How's everybody doing?
Great.
All right. Are you guys ready for the floor or do you want another standing sequence?
I'm ready for the floor.
Floor, all right. Okay, let's come to the floor. And let me just bring this forward a little bit. Let's grab your inflatable. And we're going to be putting this on our lower back. When you do this, if you feel some uncomfortable sensation on the lower back, try engaging your core first. And if that doesn't work, let some of the air out. So we'll do this similar to when we do a supported bridge pose. You're on your back. Then you press in and you slide. And if you can, put it on the skin of your back. So this isn't on the tailbone. This is where when you arch, it would be the arch. All right, now this next, once you get on here, let's take a couple of breaths. And try to relax any touch points. Any touch points in the feet, the back of the head, the shoulders, and of course the lower back on the ball. Now this next movement may take a little bit to get into. It did for me. At the end we can talk about it. We're gonna try to sort of encourage the ball, and again this will I think only work if it's on your skin, to grab some of the skin and sort of twist it. And the way we're going to do that is by walking our feet towards the left. And then maybe walking it a little bit more. So it's like it's tightening up the skin. And then you breathe. So if you're having some challenges with this sort of rotating and sort of getting the ball to sort of grab the skin, don't worry about it, because just being here with the hips elevated, that helps to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. And then we're just going to do a little bit of tuck and untuck so that the ball is giving the lower back a gentle massage. Again, don't underestimate the power of subtle movement. And then bring that movement to a close. See if you could wind up a little bit more. Allow a few breaths to present the opportunity for the body to receive and relax into this. And walk your hands back to the starting position. When you're ready.
Hands or legs?
Right.
Legs or hands?
Legs. Legs. What did I say? Hands?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. That's a little disassociation, huh?
Mhm.
And then you can do the pelvic tilt here if that feels good. And you're just focusing on these layers of fascia, getting hydrated and mobilized. And if you like, you could walk the feet a little bit deeper into this sort of lower body twist. And it can be interesting to just notice if one side is, if you're more connected and able to do this too than the other. And you may notice a ripple effect along the front as well. A stretch or even just some sort of sensation. And make your way back to the center. Again, we'll do a couple of those pelvic rocks, pelvic tilts. Where you arch and then you flatten. Come to a neutral spine and press into your feet. Remove the ball, slowly release down. I just wanted to check. Does everybody have a strap? I should have checked that. If you don't have a strap, let me know. I can't offer you one, but all right, great. And if you don't have a strap, a long sleeve shirt would work, or owl. And let's take the strap on the the ball of the, or let's put it right in front of the heel of the right leg. You just extend it up. And the arms extend up, but the shoulders are relaxed. Then invite the left leg to extend long. Let's see if that feels good there. With the tie in the right hand, release that right leg out to the right. A little stretch along the inner thigh. And then inhale, come back to center. Tie in the left hand and release the right leg over to the left. And this is where it can be handy to have a landing prop for the leg, maybe a block, maybe the ball, maybe a wall. And then let's do that breath we started with. Will you breathe in for 3 and out for 1? I'll guide you. Breathe in. Again. Again. Exhale. Breathe in. Again. Again. Exhale. Breathe in. Again. Again. Exhale. And inhale back to center. Bend the knee. Remove the tie and just hug that knee in. Maybe gently rocking the knee from side to side until you feel drawn to stillness, where you just hug the knee in. Visualize the lower back softening and releasing into the floor underneath you. And then we'll do that breath again 3 times. Breathe in. Again. Again. Exhale. Repeat that 2 more times on your own. Inviting the lower back to soften on the exhale. Invite the upper back and shoulders to relax on the exhale. And when you're ready, bring the left knee in to meet the right. And let's just do some circles again. Offering the lower back a little. A little massage. An invitation to let go. Reverse direction. When you're ready, the right foot comes to the mat and the tie comes onto the ball, just in front of the heel of the left leg. And you extend it long. Both arms can extend and the shoulders relax. And maybe the right leg extends. Allow the tie into the left hand and release the left leg out to the side. You might feel a little similarities in your triangle pose and the sensations that you feel here. Go back through center, the tie in the right hand and left leg over to the right. Into that rhythm of breath where you breathe in for 3. Exhale, let everything go. Inhale back to the center and bend the knee, remove the tie. And breathe in. Again. Again. Exhale. Repeat at your own pace. Allowing that exhale to be an invitation to whatever body part needs it. Just surrender. Release, let go. And then extend the left leg long. Arms can extend overhead. Do a little crossbody stretch where you reach out through the left fingertips and the right heel. And then switch. And release into Shavasana. Offering yourself whatever props would allow you to find ease and allow your body to receive. We did a lot of new movements. The breath practice was new. We did a lot of coordination between the left and the right side. And so this time of Shavasana is really important to allow the body and mind to integrate those new movements. I'll offer a breath practice to keep you anchored in the present moment. If you've got something else, if you want to simply just watch the breath breathing in and out, you're certainly welcome to do that. Otherwise, you breathe in and you say the number 40 as you breathe in to yourself. As you breathe out, the number 39. You breathe in 38. You breathe out 37. Breathe in 36. Breathe out 35. Breathe in 34. Breathe out 33. Continue on your own. If you lose track, you start over. You get to 1, you start over. And then shift your attention to just observing the breath. Allow the next inhale to become a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. Invite gentle movements into the fingers and toes. When you're ready, perhaps inviting some larger movements, maybe a full body stretch, or maybe you're ready to roll to your side. Just notice what feels right for you at this moment. And maybe lying for a little bit longer, resting and integrating feels right for you. And if you're ready to make your way up to seated, experiment with doing that with your eyes closed. If you'd like to join me in a chant of Om, take a deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you guys. It was great to see you. Let me just stop the recording.